Cool. Right, let's just quickly go back to that again. Share screen. Okay, so is that clear to everybody, the differences between these uses?
Absolutely not.
It's clear.
I try to agree with you.
Good. Yeah, I
Not
think
immediately usable.
yeah, I think we have to kind of practice these and find context to remember them rather than just trying to memorize the rules. It would just take a bit of time and a bit of repetition. Okay, with that, we're actually going to practice the TASOGARE that we did last week. This one here. Okay, so David, how would you say I will attempt to wake up at 5 a.m.? I think you did this one last week, but have a go.
Oh dear. Goji ni. Oh. Hang on. Sorry, I woke up about half an hour ago. Let's see. Attempt to wake up.
So do you remember what the verb is to get up?
Only one I know is mezame.
Okay, so try okiru. Okiru.
That's the one I did last week.
Yeah.
Goji ni okiru yo ni shimasu.
So that's something that's the requiring repetition and practice. So what you should be using is the volitional TASOGARE to make a kind of one-off.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant okay.
Yeah.
Okero.
Not okero. Just put it into the volitional form.
Okiru.
Play okiru.
Okiru. Okiro.
Okiyo.
Okiyo.
Yeah.
Sorry. Goji ni okiyo shimasu. Toshimasu. Oh, just inhale more coffee.
Goji ni okiyo toshimasu. Okay. Spiros, I always try to read to improve my Japanese.
Watashi no Nihongo Benkyou shiyo
Benkyou shio
yo ni improve.
So it's the trouble with this sentence is trying to pull out the bits to put it into the right order. So let's have a look. This is the benefit here, isn't it? Improve my Japanese. So this can be picked up first and used as the kind of justification.
Watashi no Nihongo improve.
So there's a couple of ways of saying this. You can say make it good. So this is going to combine e, the adjective for good, plus suru. But obviously this needs to be in the adverb sense, in the adverb format.
Watashi no Nihongo iku.
Not iku. Remember, you can't turn e into anything. You have to change it first into yoi.
Yoiku.
Just yoku. Yoku.
Yoku.
Yeah.
Yoku shite. Yoku shimasu.
Okay, let's put suru down first.
Suru. Yoni. Benkyou.
It's now actually, I always try to read. I always try to read. This means, sorry, I always try to read This means in Japanese, to improve my Japanese.
Yes, but I will not repeat the Japanese
Correct, correct, yeah.
second time.
Yeah.
Suyo ni, okay, read also is going to, in the sense of study, not just reading.
So this actually means just to read. So this is attempting to read in Japanese.
Okay, not in the sense of study.
No, just literally reading something. Actually, I think you should have Nihongo de in here a second time. Watashi no Nihongo o yoku suru you ni Nihongo de,
Okay.
and then I attempt to read.
Read this key.
Yomu.
Yomu.
Yep.
Yo. Yomo.
Yes, good. Yomo.
Yomo. Shimasu.
Yes, well, yomo to shimasu.
Yomo to
Yomo
shimasu.
to shimasu. Exactly. Good. Yes, very good. Watashi no Nihongo o yoku suru you ni Nihongo de yomo to shimasu. Excellent. So we've got two uses of yoni here. No, we haven't. No, we've got one use of yoni and one use of this having a try, having an attempt.
Right.
Good. Well done. Wayne, I'm going to try. Go ahead, Piotr.
So if you were to say, in order to improve my Japanese, would you use yo or tame?
Yoku suru you ni. Yoku naru you ni.
Or would you use neither and just do this?
Yoku naru tame ni, yoku suru tame ni. Actually, yeah, that's a good question. I think if you're going to use yoni here, this should be yoku naru yoni. Or this entire sentence could be done as yoku suru tame ni. And now this is probably a better way of saying it. Neither way is particularly, sorry, the way it was before doesn't necessarily make it wrong. It just doesn't read very well. It's more usual to have this as naru yoni. Or if you have suru here, then this should be tameni. Yeah.
And the second one is in order for my Japanese to become good, to be good, sorry.
So this one is literally for me to improve my Japanese, and this one is for my Japanese to improve. So this is putting the Japanese as the Nihongo ga. Sorry, this should be Nihongo ga yoku na. This puts my Japanese as the subject, but this one the subject is me. It's not written, it's me.
And yoku suru really is to improve, to make good.
Yeah, to make good. Yeah.
Thank you.
There are other words that you can use for making good. Hatten suru means to develop.
Can susumu be used?
So to progress it. Give me a second. I would think that shimpo is probably better, which includes the kanji for shimpo. Includes the kanji for susumu. This one here is susumu.
And that's aruku?
It is, yeah, or steps.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
so continuing steps.
Yeah, or advancing steps. To advance.
Thank you.
I think hatatsu suru is also one. Let me have a quick look.
I also see mochinaosu.
Mochinaosu. Yeah, that sounds like something that you're doing to do. So,
Google gives me kaisen suru.
Can I ask, hatten suru? I thought that it meant to discover.
Hatten suru?
Yeah.
Let me just write this in a second, Sophie. Give me a second.
Discover something, to find out. Because it's a verb that I used this morning. That's why.
Oh, really? Give me a sec.
Okay.
This means to also means to grow or develop. Wayne, can you say that one again?
It's different, the kanji. Okay.
Kaisen suru.
Kaisen suru. Not that one. I guess it's probably. If I click through these.
It's
Yep.
Oh, kasen suru.
No.
Sorry, one more time.
Kaizen.
Oh,
suru.
Kaizen. This one, right.
Yes.
Kaizen suru. Thank you.
So they do a lot of nani suru to express verbs.
Yes, compound verbs.
Mm.
Yeah. Kaizen. Okay. So this is the Kaizen that they use in business, in management improvement stuff, isn't it?
Yep.
And you said mochinaosu, Piotr?
Yeah, it came up, but it also mochinaosu is also to recover, to rally, to improve. So I'm not sure if it's in this context the same way of improving.
To recover.
So it's the mutsu and then sorry.
Yeah, it looks like. I think the fact that it's got now su in it, which means to fix, it makes me think it's more about recovery than it is about onward development. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry for the
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay. Right, Wayne. I'm going to try to finish my homework tonight.
Konya. Mate.
Excellent. Konya made. Yep.
Watashi no shokudai.
Shokudai. Yep.
Oeyo to shimasu.
Oeyo to shimasu. Excellent. Good. Yes. Excellent. Good. Konstantina. Let's go into this one actually, because this one is complex and we'll come back to it and do it together. He tried to suicide last year.
I had the same last week.
Oh, did you? Okay. I tried to run fast, but I couldn't get on the train.
Okay. Try to run fast. To run is aruku. Is this the walk?
Hashiru. Aruku is
Hashiru.
Hashiru. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a group 1 verb.
So it doesn't run, but I couldn't get. Okay. Hayaku.
Good.
De.
And that hayaku is just an adverb by itself.
Oh, okay, true. Hayaku hashimashita. I tried.
I tried to run fast. But my little legs wouldn't carry me fast enough.
I'm good at sprinting, but not for long distances.
Like a dwarf, huh? Like a dwarf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lord of the Rings part. I tried to, but I couldn't get. Maybe I should put this at the end. Hashiyo to shimashita.
Not hashiyo. This is a group 1 verb, so.
Hasho.
It's hashiru. Hashiru.
Hashiru.
Yeah. As in the form tora bashiri. This is merely taking hashiru and making it into the mass form. Hashirimasu. Hashirimasu. And then taking off the mass, of course. And then because there's a word before it. There's B.
Yeah, but we are trying to do it on the plain volition, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's hashiru.
Hashiriyo.
One more time.
Hashiriyo. I need to write it down.
Hashiro.
Hashiro. Why I'm putting yo for
Yes.
some weird reason.
Yeah,
Yes.
and sometimes Rio as well.
I'm sorry for that.
That's good.
Okay.
Hashiro.
Hashiro to shimashita.
Good.
Ga.
Good.
I couldn't get on the train. I know this verb. Shame on me. Noru is to
Noru.
get on.
Good.
Norimasen. Oh yeah, okay. Train
And we-
densa
Densha.
o
Good.
densa ga because we're gonna put punctuation in the negative past.
Good.
Okay, densa ga and thank you, Piotr. Okay, I was about to ignore Russian. Okay.
Good. Okay. It's, I don't mind this. At least I know that somebody's trying to answer it at the same time. This is good.
Or he just blurted out because he said, "Come on, woman, just say it. 3 hours to make a sentence."
Yeah, hurry up, will you? Jesus. Excellent. Excellent. Guys, this verb noru, let's connect it with some other words to help to memorize that noru means to get on. Noru, to board, to get on, or also to ride. So there's a couple of nouns which are in common use. For example, basu noriba is made up of 2 words, bus, which means bus, and actually 3 words, nori, to board, and ba, which means place. So this means a bus stop or a kind of a bus loading area, like you have at stations. Basu noriba. Let me just write this in Japanese a second. Basu, this of course is basu noriba. No, that's not right. Nah, noriba. Like this. So this is nori, to get on, and then ba, as in basho, dojo. This is the place for, this means place. Also, if you go to an amusement park, a theme park, then there are rides. These are called norimono. So this means things. Nori again means to ride, to get on, and mono means things. So these are rides. Norimono.
Andy?
Yeah.
That's tea.
Oh yeah. So if it's not a kind of a main bus loading area, then as Jock said, that the word bus stop is usually expressed as basute, which literally means bus stop. Basute.
So Noriba is more like the station, maybe? The starting and ending, so not between stops.
If you use Noriba to talk about a bus stop, it's completely understood. When I first started learning Japanese, everybody just used bus Noriba, and it's only been more recent, well, I say more recently, in the last 20 years, I guess they've started using bus day. This also is used in takushi noriba, which means a taxi stand. This is just me like trying to force the word noru into your head using a hammer. Look, nouns with nori in them. bang, bang. Okay, let's move on. Christina, Sophie. He tried to suicide last year.
No.
Huh? Not Effie, Sophie.
That's
you.
Sophie, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear, I only heard the
Okay, he tried to. We had that thing with a suicide. Oh my goodness.
We did, didn't we? It seemed to go on for so long. Let's just use jisatsu.
Okay, we have the easy part that he tried to last year. Kyunen, Shonen, he, Karega.
Good.
The jisatsu, shiyo.
Good.
Toshimashita.
Excellent. Good. Yes.
Yeah.
Well done. Good. Cool. And Yari. How about this one? I will try to swim the English Channel next spring. I expect you could probably do this, being from a very cold country.
Next. I already forgot next, and I already forget the spring haru.
Okay.
Spring.
Haru. Good. Yeah. So you can use either tsugi no
haru
or kondo no. Yeah.
Tsugi no haru sounds good.
Or haru.
Haru English Channel.
Yeah, we'll use that for now. Igirisu channel.
Of course, Oyo.
Oyogu. So Oyogu is the plain form. So the volitional is
Oyo yoi. Oyo yoi.
No, it's remember it's like ikimasho is iko.
Oyogimasu, oyogiyo.
No, probably best to start from the plain form. So iku is iko. So oyogu would become
Oyo.
No, I mean do the same thing as I've done with iku and iko. Just follow the same pattern.
Oyogu. Oyo-go.
Yes, oyogo. Oyogo.
Difficult. Oyo-go. To. Shimashita.
Yes. Not shimashita, but shimasu. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we'll try. Yes.
Yeah. Yadi, how would you write this though if you said I am planning to try to swim the English Channel next spring?
Oyogo to omoimasu.
So they still need suru in some form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suru to omoimasu.
Okay, good. To omoimasu. Good. Excellent. Well done. And Piotr, she's trying to open the door, but it is locked from the inside. Didn't you have this one last week?
I don't believe so. No.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was Joseph.
Let's see. Doors were with aku.
Akeru.
Akeru. So Akeru. So can we use kanojo?
Yep.
Okay. Kanojo wa door o trying to akeru akeyo to shite imasu ga.
Excellent.
Nani nani kagi nani nani.
Yes, exactly. This is completely understood.
let's see, locked was something with key and then a verb. And
Yeah,
then
so it's kagi or kakeru means to lock the door.
But it is locked, so kakeru, kakeru, so kakemasu, so kakete, kakete,
Kagi
or kakete,
kakete
and then still imasu.
imasu.
Yeah, and then from the inside, nakakara.
Yep.
Yeah. So before the kagi, yeah.
Yeah, nakakara or nakade. Kagi or kakete imasu. Are we sure it's kakete imasu? How could we check?
Whether it was done by somebody or not.
Yeah. So what's the main rule here?
So intransitive goes with imas and transitive goes with arimas.
Good. So is kakeru transitive or intransitive?
I'm assuming it was locked. So by somebody. But so wait, I'll have a quick look. Is to not to hang up. Wait.
That's the right one actually.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah.
That is transitive. So kakete arimasu.
Arimasu. Good. Yes. Excellent. Well done. If you mix this up in conversation and said kakete imasu, it would not be a problem. You would not be misunderstood. It would be fine. You would be completely understood. Okay. And let's just get rid of this a second. Before I give, so Effie, you're going to do this one. Kyoko, try to bring the argument to an end. But while you're working it out, Sophie, tell us about why you use this word hatensuru. What work were you doing in Japanese? Can you unmute yourself first, though, please? It's difficult to lip read.
Well, I was trying to explain that I found something in the Greek market. So I was trying to find a verb for searching, finding.
Right. So for search, the easy one to use is sagasu. Sagasu to search. And then when you find it, you can use mitsuke. If you said I found it, mitsukemashita. Mitsukemashita. I found it. Which comes from mitsukeru, which means to find. Okay. Effie, over to you.
Some new words. Okay, so is the argument giron?
Giron? Good. Giron? Yep, exactly.
And for the bring to an end, I found makuni suru.
One more time.
Makuni suru.
Makuni suru. It might be. I don't know.
Like to finish something, to bring something to an end, but I don't know if it's the correct word that we are looking for.
To close the curtain.
Were you expecting something like ovaru or something like that?
Yeah, or something like this, or not kaiketsu suru, but hodoku. Hodoku is also one you can use.
Hodoken. Okay.
Hodoken.
Okay. So Kyoko-san, 議論を
How long is it?
So ほどこうと tried しました。
Very good. Exactly. ほどこうとしました。Good. 京子さんなんだ。京子さんは京子さんが京子さんに。
ごめん。京子さんは。
Right. Okay. Good. Okay. Cool.
Is it Giron or Gion?
The Giron happened in Gion. Actually, I was going to ask Wayne something here. So, because I know that this Giron means argument, but I want to ask him something else. Hang on a second. Let me just put this up. The Giron and Kenka.
I was going to ask that as well.
Sorry, one more time.
May I ask one question?
Oh, sure, sure.
Not motte kuru. You used hodoko. Suru.
Sorry.
Why there is no that bring word?
So this I know this is just English. It could have been written Kyoko tried to end the argument.
Yeah, okay.
This is just an artifact of English language. To bring to an end means to finish something, to stop something. Yeah.
Unless you try to bring the salt to the end of the table.
Yeah, that's where English goes crazy. Sorry, Wayne, give me a second. I just want to ask you about these two words, kenka. First question is, why doesn't kenka appear? Oh, it's that one is there, isn't it?
Yep.
So I was just trying to work out the real sort of etymology of these two, like especially giron, because I thought that this giron, the kanji seemed to suggest not a fight, but like a discussion. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, it's not an argument. It's like a scientific argument, means not really an argument, but a discussion. And this is more like an argument, isn't it? Kenka.
It is.
Yeah. But when I've actually looked up this, try to bring an argument to an end, a lot of, I think Google Translate at least, and maybe a couple of other websites use giron, which argument, discussion, dispute, controversy. It's kind of not quite a real argument is, you know, just short of punching somebody in the face. I don't think giron really does it, does it? It'd have to be kenka.
You have to kenka because I think they usually use kenka for sort of argument, close to fighting arguments.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
So what?
Yeah, I was going to asking why we are not using kenka here. Before you ask me,
that's the one, Effie. Yeah. Kenka.
Can you write with Romanji
sure.
these two?
Yeah, certainly. So it's giron.
Giron, yes.
But this isn't the fight. This is the discussion type.
Civilized discussion.
Argument. One more time.
Civilized argument.
Yes. Right? Civilized. So yeah, arguing without grabbing the lapels of the other person and shaking them till the head comes off.
Well, I saw this actually because it said dispute, so I thought, okay, dispute can also be like just that. Okay.
Yeah.
This was much lower. Kenka was really much lower as a quarrel or something. So it was really much lower.
Did you say kenka?
Sorry, Yari?
What was the word?
Oh, sorry, kenka. I'll write it in. Sorry, kenka. Kenka.
Can we include hanashi genka?
Hanashi genka. That sounds a bit more like a verbal argument then, doesn't it? See?
Yeah.
So both kanji and kenka mean noise. That's pretty good representation.
But they both mean what, sorry?
Noisy.
Noisy?
Yeah.
Ah, hanashi genka. So this is a verbal argument. Quarrel.
As opposed to a written one? So kaki genka or something? No.
I mean, I can't actually find hanashi genka in the dictionary. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It may well be a compound, but I'm not sure that kaki genka also exists either. Kaki genka.
Well, then kaki would be the Japanese reading. That's probably not
exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fixing kunyomi and onyomi compounds together. Joe?
I'm not sure about the hodoku.
Does that mean to resolve?
Hodoku, untie, to unfasten, unlace, loosen, unpack.
Hodoku.
It's the only hodoku I've got.
Sorry, I'm mixing up answers to other ones. So hodoku was, I think, supposed to be the answer to. No, it's rikai. So yeah, so let's not use hodoku then. Let's use.
No, next one down. Next one down.
Yeah. Let's use something else. Let's use to finish, Effie.
So mit ovaru, is it with ovaru then in that case?
So if you're doing the transitive, it should be oeru.
Ah, oeru, okay.
Mm.
Overo.
So it's a group, or it's a group 2.
Ah, so is it like tabeyo then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oveyo.
Oeyo, yes, exactly.
Oeyo. We don't write
Oeyo.
we don't pronounce the v in that case.
This is oeru. This is
Oh.
a transitive verb. You're thinking of maybe owaru, but this
Yes,
is
it
intransitive.
doesn't exist. Oh, v doesn't exist anyway. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, oeru.
Again. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, sorry, hang on. I'll put it back. Oeru is the transitive, and owaru is the intransitive.
Oh, everyone. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Side note for Effie. There is a we and a we.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's never used. It's never used anymore. It's old classical speak.
Pre-war.
Yeah. You can use owaru in this actually conversationally. If you used owaro toshimashita, actually this is, Yuki said this is fine. But to be grammatically correct,
something then.
So it would be owaro. Oops. Owaro. This is fine conversationally, but it's not correct written Japanese. Grammatically correct is oeyo. And we've decided to have kenka instead of giron, doesn't matter. Right, okay, let's move on to today's subject, guys. Are you still writing, anybody? Okay. We're now on to putting mortar between the bricks in terms of our Japanese now. So most of this is going to be more like vocabulary than it is about pure grammar. But Tom asked me to, Tom asked me to look to explain this. So we're going to do this today. So there are things, and I won't call them this again, there are things called indefinite pronouns, which you don't need to know exactly what they are, other than things like, if we talk about the total set type of indefinite pronouns, this is everyone, everywhere, all the time, etc. And there is an open set of indefinite pronouns like anyone, anywhere, anytime. And there is an absent set, which is no one, nowhere, never, nothing, etc. Okay. Now, I should quickly explain this thing up here. This needs practice to master. This isn't quite like a set of mathematical rules where you can select combinations, put them together to give you the exact natural sounding Japanese. Most of these combinations aren't actually usable. There are certain combinations which are, and I'll explain them. So all indefinite pronouns, if we want to say everyone, we start off with the interrogatives. So these are things like who, dare, what, nani or nan, and when, itsu. And then the total set, everyone, everything, everyone, all the time, and the absent set, no one, nowhere, never, nothing, are then marked with mo afterwards. So dare mo, nani mo, itsu mo, doshite mo, doko mo. And then we actually make it to mean either the total set by using an affirmative verb or state. If we want to make the absent set, we use the negative verb or negative state. So this is going to suffer almost certainly from the difficulty of double negatives, and Japanese do use double negatives. So to mean a single negative. not a double negative where it turns the polarity back again. It keeps it negative. I'll give you a couple of minutes to write this if you want to make any notes. So, for example, everyone goes would be dare mo ikimasu. Or, to make this no one goes, we just change this verb. Dare mo ikimasen. Dare mo ikimasu. Dare mo ikimasen.
Basically, everyone cannot go.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Although, if you type, I think if you type this into Google Translate, it says no one cannot go. I understand everything. Nani mo wakarimasu. Or I understand nothing. Nani mo wakarimasen. I am always busy. Itsumo isogashi desu. I am never busy. Itsumo isogashiku nai desu. So this is single negatives at the moment. It sounds like single negatives, doesn't it? It's like I'm always unbusy, or I'm always busy. Right. Then this open set, this anyone, anywhere, anytime, anyway, is marked with not mo, but with demo, and is usually followed by an affirmative verb or state. Occasionally, sometimes, rarely, we use a negative verb or state. So, for example, let's have a go at translating these. Wayne, dare demo sanka dekimasu.
Whoever wants can participate.
Yeah, I mean, a more direct, I think, would be anyone can participate. Anyone can participate. Yeah. So this is, we're going to have to kind of get used to not exactly translating from English or maybe our own European languages into Japanese. We have to kind of find the right solution from the image or the concept or the feeling that we've got, because English will sometimes not give you the right answer. How about this one, Spiros? Nandemo daijoubu desu. Nandemo daijoubu desu.
One moment. Everything is all right. Everything is okay.
Yeah, not everything, but
anything can be okay. Anything is okay.
Yes, exactly. Anything is okay. Good. David, itsudemo kittemo ii desu.
Anything is okay, or anything can be okay. Anything is okay is more. Everything is okay.
Are you asking an English question or a Japanese question?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, it can be both of those. What of those you just said? Anything
Because
can
in the
be
English,
okay.
I think in the English language, everything is okay is more usual than the anything is okay.
Yes, yeah. It really depends on the situation. This is why we have to be careful to not necessarily translate from English into Japanese,
exactly,
but to think about what exactly you're saying. So, for example, you're at the big sayonara party and you're escorting your sensei to the food table to go and pick up his food. It's a big table, it's a buffet arrangement, so you can pick anything. And you say to him, what can you eat? And if he says, "Nan demo daijoubu desu," this means anything is okay. It doesn't matter. I can just have maybe 1 or 2 things, and that would be okay. If he said, "Nani mo daijoubu desu," it means everything is okay, which means it kind of infers that maybe he wants to try everything.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, but this is just a slight inference. It doesn't grammatically mean that much difference, but it's saying the difference between if I've got a choice, then any of those choices is fine, is nan demo daijoubu desu. But nani mo daijoubu desu means forgetting choice, I'm describing that everything is okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
David, where were we? Itsu demo kitte ii desu.
Itsu, when anytime's okay to come?
Yeah, exactly. You can come anytime. Good. Now, although we might get a long list of the interrogatives, like the nani, dare, itsu, and then try to experiment with mo and demo and affirmatives and negatives and plug them all together. Actually, for a lot of these, we don't use these combinations. We use alternatives, such as for everybody, we usually use minna or minna or minasan for everybody or all. In fact, we can use mina to mean just everything as well, the total thing. Doesn't even have to refer to people. For everything, for things, often people use subete as well instead of nani mo. And also, confusingly, zenbu also means all, and zen is used for nothing or not at all or never. Good.
Did you say that subete is also used for people or not for people?
No, subete is used for things, but mina, mina is sometimes used for things as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So there should be also a second type of zenken reni aido if you're not doing it correctly, to say zen reni aido.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
I have heard it a lot of times.
それは全然日本剣道連盟じゃないよ。全然。At the next EIC, you should ask that question. 先生、これは全剣連にアイドですか？全然剣連にアイドですか？ Which one is it?
The question be directed at the sensei who is showing and
demonstrating.
Then asking,
yes.
Is this indeed the way of not doing zenken?
Is zen totally same than kesite?
Than kesida?
Kesite.
Keshte?
Yeah, yes, keshte.
They mean slightly different things, actually. Keshte is a kind of is an adverb, really.
But it means never.
Yeah, you can use it, I think, with like keshte ikimasen. But let me just quickly have a look because. One second.
Keshte from kesu as in delete?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's not ever, not by any means, not in the slightest, not in any way, not at all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can use it the same way, Yari.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Some reason I have learned it.
Okay, so this is, I grabbed this off a website this morning. This is a list of usable combinations or alternatives. So let's just look at each of these in turn. Firstly, this is when you're trying to substantiate an interrogative. Sorry, if you want to say someone, something, somewhere, etc. as you probably remember, we make the interrogative and put ka after it. So someone is dareka, something nanika, doreka, dokoka, itsuka, nazeka. So if you want to say there is somebody at the door, dareka ga doa ni imasu. Dareka ga doa ni imasu. There is somebody at the door. Door bum bum. It's funny spending time in lockdown with somebody who's got the mental age of a 13-year-old.
We all feel for you, Harry.
So if we want to make these exclusives, then everyone daremo, nanimo, doremo, dokomo, itsumo, nazemo, doshitemo, and yeah, doshitemo is also one that you can add to this. Let's look down here. But here are these alternatives that are often used. Minna, zenbu, zenzen, zettai. For absolutely or never. Zettai ikimasu. I will absolutely go next. Rainen zettai ikimasu. I will absolutely go next year. Rainen zettai ikimasen. I absolutely won't go next year. And these are fairly normal here. These are the open set. Daredemo, nandemo, doredemo, dokodemo, itsudemo, nazedemo. What I'd suggest, guys, I can screen grab this and I'll put it onto the Facebook page if you haven't already screen grabbed it, rather than writing it out. Piotr first, then Effie.
So itsumo is only with always. So you couldn't say itsumo keiko ni ikimasen?
You can. Itsumo can also be used to mean never. If they put it down just as always here, yeah. Itsumo, itsumo.
I always not go makes it a bit weird.
Itsumo ikimasen. Itsudemo ikimasen. Yeah, maybe it can't be used for this. Yeah, but that means certainly or surely. Itsumo ikimasen.
Or would you rather use the zettai in this case then?
Yeah, zettai is not much more usual to use in this, or zenzen ikimasen. Zettai or zenzen. But yeah, maybe this is one of those ones where simply combining them, you can't really make the negative. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've never ever used nazemo.
No, I've used doshitemo. Sorry, Effie, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask: is only the first table of contents used in questions, like the interrogatives are the only ones that are used in questions, or can we ever see any of the other ones seeing in questions, like daremo, nanimo? Can we also see something like that in a question? Or are they all answers, for example?
So, for example, if you said daremo ikimasen ka, this means isn't anybody going?
Yeah, we can see them then also in questions. It's doesn't have to be interrogative, but we can also see these words in questions. It doesn't have always to be the first table with the who, what, which.
For sure, yeah. I mean, this is actually kind of separate to today's subject. I just threw this in here to remind people that you can make these, you can substantiate, you can make interrogatives into substance by putting ka after them. You turn it from a question into a thing, like someone, something. Yeah. Okay, there's more to go. So if I've put up a quick list of interrogatives here to help us, just in case. Most of the time, we drop particles. The mo replaces the particle. The only real exception is when you're using to go somewhere or to talk about existence verbs. So if you're using ikimasu or kimasu, then or hanashimasu or imasu to mark a direction of doing something, then we often leave this ni in here. So for example, there is no one here. Daremo koku ni daremo imasen. That's not exactly the opposite. I have everything. Sorry, that's an example of everything. So an example of when we do use ni, for example, if I said I'm going nowhere, I would say doko ni mo ikimasen. Not doko mo ikimasen, but doko ni mo ikimasen. Or doko e mo ikimasen. But examples of when we drop the particle as well, there is no one here, would be Yari?
Dare, mikä? Daremo, doko. There is no one here. I think daremo.
Yeah, daremo's good, but we need another verb.
Imasen.
Imasen. Daremo imasen. Koko ni here. Koko ni daremo imasen.
Yeah, so starting koko ni dareno.
Yeah.
Daremo imasen.
Imasen. Yes, good.
To be.
Piotr, I have everything.
I tend to use subete here, but then everything would be nanimo mochimasu. Motteimasu.
That means I'm holding everything. What about I have everything, like I have all the money, for example? We wouldn't use
nanimo arimasu.
Yes. Now, I put a little asterisk next to this because if you put nanimo arimasu into Google Translate, it comes back as I have nothing. And that's because with nanimo, there's another insert that needs to go in there, which we'll cover in a few minutes. I've left this a bit later. I've marked it in pink because I wanted Yuki to answer this, but he's not here today. Effie, tomorrow I will do nothing.
So ashita. So that would be nani mo shinai?
Yes. In mass form, in polite form.
Shimasen. Oh my god.
Oh. what's shinai in polite
Shimasen?
Shimasen. Yeah.
Shimasen, sorry.
Yeah, good. Ashita nani mo shimasen. Good. Sophie? Anyone can go. Anyone can go.
Dare demo?
Good. Dare demo.
Iku koto ga dekimasu.
Very good. Very good. Can you shorten iku koto ga dekimasu is perfect. Can you shorten this to the short form of potential?
Short form.
So iku would become come on, Sophie. Come on, Sophie. Come on, Sophie. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to help you. Take. So is iku a group 1 or a group 2 verb, Sophie?
It's a group, group 1.
Group 1. So we take the u sound and change it to e.
Okay.
Okay. So can you say the whole sentence one more time, please?
Oh, I forgot it.
Dare demo.
Dare demo. Everyone. I said dare demo. Ike.
Ike.
Yeah. So what, dekimasu?
No, ikemasu. Ikemasu.
Ikemasu.
Ikemasu. I can go ikemasu. I can read yomemasu. I can speak hanasemasu. Okay. People have moved around now. Constantina, I can use it anywhere.
Anywhere. Wait, I need to find the dokodemo.
Good.
Okay. Docomo.
No, you said dokodemo just now.
Dokodemo. Dokodemo. Tsukemasu.
So what's the
skull? To use. Tsukao.
Yeah.
To it's the ao. Ao. I can use it. I'm able to use. Okay. Tsukao. Tsukaemasu.
Yes, good. Okay. So you can hear that we haven't really used any particle for this. Dokodemo tsukaemasu. This is correct. This is one of those particle-less sentences.
Because I was thinking with the mo at the end, it's part of the particle.
Yeah, it basically replaces the particle. Yeah.
Was it tsukaemasu?
Tsukaemasu, yes. Exactly. Yeah.
I got scared.
Wayne, every direction is busy.
Dokomo?
Yeah, so if you look at the interrogatives, dokomo would work, but we've got this dochira, which is usually used for directions. So think about roads and directions.
Yeah.
Go on, go with it. Go with it.
도치라 호가?
So dochira is already making a direction.
Yeah, direction. So okay.
You can just make that exclusive by saying dochira.
도치라 데모?
Yeah, okay. Dochira demo.
Isogashi desu.
So isogashi is for people. What about crowded?
Fumikomi.
Yeah, that's a good start. Fumikomi.
Komo.
So komu means to crowd in. So what's the present continuous tense of komu? It is crowded.
No, I'm lost here.
It's konde imasu. Komu into the te form. Konde imasu. So, guys, here's a really good example of where we need to sort of think about the context and the situation and ask ourselves, do we need to use mo or do we need to use demo? So imagine you're in your car, you're driving, you arrive at a roundabout, rotary, and every single direction is crowded, is blocked with cars. Is this every direction is busy or any direction is busy?
Every?
Both.
Yeah, does it make a difference? Does it make a difference if you said dochira demo or dochira mo? Is there any difference between every and any in this situation? Not really. You could use either. I think you can do the same thing in Japanese. You can say dochira mo kondimasu, dochira demo kondimasu. Yeah.
So the meaning is very same.
One more time, yeah.
Not exactly. It's very same, but not exactly same.
Yeah. You've really got to try and think of for example, dochira mo meaning all of them, and dochira demo meaning anyone that you look at. Now, in some situations, these two meanings are going to be the same. Yeah. How about this one? Let's see. Jock, Thailand is always hot.
タイ国は always hot. いつも暖かいです。
Yeah, good. いつも暖かいです。David, nowhere is good.
どこ anyways でもどこもいいではありません。
So this is the right way, but it's not the right transformation of いいではありません. What would you say?
よくではありません。
No.
No.
Turn your into a negative.
よくない
Yep, and then finish it with des.
どこもよくないです。
Yes, good. Yeah, どこもよくないです。
Phew.
Piotr, for some or all reasons, I have to work.
That would, so, yeah, so, どうしても、働きます。働かなければなりません。
Excellent, good. Yes. Well, very good. どうしても働かなければなりません。Yari, Karen never plays tennis.
Karen さん、テニスを絶対です。
絶対. That means Karen is definitely tennis.
絶対していません。
That means she's definitely not playing tennis. How do you say she definitely never plays tennis? So as a habit, she never plays tennis. As a routine, she never plays tennis.
So Karen さん、テニスを全然now I've lost everything.
So this is so far. It's the way you use suru, which was a problem. So if you're talking about a routine, something you do on a regular occurrence, this is when we use shimas.
Shimas, okay, yeah.
But if it's the negative, then it's
shinai, shimasen.
Shimasen, right? Okay. So can you do the sentence one more time?
So Karen さん、テニスを全然しません。
Yes, good, good. Karen-san wa tennis o zenzen shimasen. You could use Karen-san wa itsumo tennis o shimasen as well.
Okay, yeah, itsumo also. Yes.
This is also usable. Karen-san wa itsumo tennis o shimasen. Yeah, so going back, Piotr, the previous slide, that was one of the ones we weren't sure about, was it? But you can use itsumo for never as well. Yeah. It works in this sentence anyway. Okay.
Karen-san never plays tennis. Karen-san tennis o keshite.
Keshite.
Shimasen.
Yes, good, good. Spiros, I would like to go anywhere.
Doko demo. Ikuyo.
I'm going anywhere. So I would like to go. I want to go anywhere. Not ikuyo, but I want to go.
Ikitai.
Yep, ikitai.
Doko demo ikitai.
Des.
Des.
Yes, good. Yeah.
Hi.
Wayne, I
Don't
can't
we
eat.
need a ni or a direction?
So
we have ikimas here.
Yeah, if we've got demo, so doko anywhere, doko demo, then this negates the need to have a particle here. If you want to say, I don't want to go anywhere, then we could use doko ni mo ikitaku nai desu. Doko ni mo ikitaku nai desu. Wayne, how about this one? I can't eat anything.
Nani demo.
So not nani demo, but
nandemo.
Nandemo, good, good.
Nandemo. Tabemasen.
Nandemo tabemasen. That means I won't eat anything. What's I can't eat anything? Let them have a go. Ready? So nandemo is correct, Wayne. But how do you put? I can't. How do you say I can't eat? I cannot eat. I'm not able to eat. Okay, let's start with I can eat. What's I can eat?
Nandemo o tabemasu.
Not tabemasu, but tabe. What's the potential?
Tabe.
Constantine is going to put her head through the screen in a second. Taberaremasu. Taberaremasu. Remember?
Yeah.
This is the potential and also the passive form for group 2 verbs. So I can't eat anything would be
Taberarenai.
Taberarenai. Or in the polite way,
Taberaremasen.
Good. And so I can't eat anything would be
Nandemo taberaremasen.
Excellent. Nandemo taberaremasen. Good. Okay.
Quickly question.
Yeah, go ahead, Constantina, and then Effie.
The nandemo and the doredemo, there's no much difference, so we can use either.
You're right. Dore and nani are pretty much the same. Nani is much more open to the entire universe. Dore means which normally means amongst a selection of choices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the sentence what you use this if you are vegetarian and you are in somewhere, you say
Poland.
Nandemo taberaremasen.
This is what all vegetarians say in Poland.
Yep.
And also Japan, really. And Effie? Did you have a question, Effie? Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I'm not talking. Yeah, I don't always.
You are Effie. You are the one called Effie.
Because the sound is breaking sometimes.
Ah, okay.
So I have a question because now I saw that we finished this. Does this rule with the mo and demo also apply with we have dochira, but can we also do like the koko demo, soko demo, or something like? Or is it something completely different? Because
no,
I've heard
you can use this. You can use this. So koko demo okay desu. Koko de. If you want to say, can I sit? Where can I sit? Koko demo suatte mo ii desu.
But would that mean anywhere here, everywhere around here? Like, how would we translate that in that case if we say koko demo?
Well, it would mean this area. Whether you're limiting it to a space between your hands or the entire room. That depends on the context, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think I've heard it, but I didn't know if you put a demo, maybe it means something completely different and it doesn't apply to this lesson. Maybe it's not the.
No, it's the right place to ask this. So, for example, if you want to, this example of sitting here, if you said koko mo suwaremasu, this means you can also sit here. But if you said koko demo suwaremasu, it means koko demo suwaremasu. You can also koko mo suwaremasu.
Koko demo or doko demo?
Yeah.
No,
So
my question now is for the Koko and Soko. That's why Piotr, I'm asking it.
No.
Because, for example, once I was talking with Yuki, and I said, so this far or something like that. I wanted to say Soko. I don't know. I think I said something, and then she corrected me, and she said, no, I think you have to say Soko demo or something like that. So, but it didn't mean exactly that, the anywhere or somewhere. I don't know exactly what it meant. So that's why I'm asking, because maybe it's not in that rule. Maybe I should not have mentioned it.
Unless I know the original sentence, I can't really answer.
Yeah, I don't remember. But because I've heard the Koko demo, Soko demo, I wanted to ask, because we only mentioned the Doko demo, for example, but not the Koko and Soko.
Koko demo sounds like also here.
Yeah. Okay.
Also here. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you have Koko de mo.
Yeah.
Here as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not this. It's not this thing that we'll do now.
I wouldn't like to say, without knowing the original sentence, I couldn't tell you.
No, it's fine. That's why I'm asking, so that I would not use it by accident. That's why.
No, I think we can. I found an example. It says Koko kara demo Fujisan ga mieru. So you can see Fujisan even from here. So
yeah, but this was Koko kara demo, not Koko demo.
Yeah, that was the
Koko kara. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's go through these, guys. I shall say what the answer is, and then I'll ask you to repeat it.
Unmute.
Am I muted?
No. Do you want the?
Oh, sorry. Can you unmute yourselves, guys? Yeah, I'd like you to repeat it, please.
Me.
Jokes say you're now muted, actually.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Okay. ここに誰もいません。
ここに誰も
ありません。
I'll come back to this one afterwards. 明日何もしません。
明日何もしません。
誰でも行けます。
誰でも行けます。
行けます。
どこでも使えます。
どこで
も使えます。
どちらも混んでいます。
どちらも混んでいます。
大国はいつも暑いです。
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 どこも良くないです。
どこも
良くないです。
どうしても仕事をしなければなりません。
どうしても
仕事をしなければなりません。
You're going to be so relieved when we can drop onto casual speak and say, どこも仕事をしなくちゃ。
しなくちゃ。
And that's it. That's しなければなりません。
Is that like しなくちゃん?
It's like a small snack.
What makes everything cute.
カレンさんはいつもテニスをしません。
カレンさんはテニスをしません。
どこでも行きたいです。
どこでも行きたいです。
何にも食べられません。
何も食べ
ません。
何でも食べられません。Both are fine.
何でも
食べられません。
So you have to be aware that sometimes you can swap nani more and nandemo, and sometimes you can't. So, for example, here, I would like to go anywhere. This can be nandemo ikitai desu, but you can't say dokomo ikitai desu. This means I want to go everywhere. It doesn't mean quite the same thing. But every direction is busy. You can use either dochira demo or dochira mo. It doesn't matter if you use exclusive or not. John?
Andy, with the Karen playing tennis, is mataku usable in a negative form?
Yes, at mataku, absolutely. Mataku tennis
Matakunai.
shimasen. Yeah, mataku tennis or it's. So the only thing is, Jock, that it adds certainty rather than exclusivity. So if you said Karen-san wa mataku tennis shimasen, this means Karen. It can mean either Karen never plays tennis, but it can also mean Karen will absolutely not play tennis, which could mean next week she won't play tennis, but maybe she'll play the week after this. So it can add enough certainty to make it sound exclusive, but it doesn't make it 100% exclusive.
Right. Okay.
If you said Karen-san wa itsumo tennis shimasen, this means she never plays tennis.
Never. Thank you.
Okay, Constantina.
A quick one. I think I heard Wayne saying for the first one, arimasen, not imasen. Did I hear it wrong?
I don't know, Wayne. You're a naughty boy. It's imasen. Give yourself a little slap on the wrist.
No, maybe I didn't hear it well. Sorry, Wayne.
I heard the same, Consta.
Okay.
I was wondering the same, actually.
Everybody's ganging up on you, Wayne. You've clearly done something bad. Did you say something nasty about people? Did you vote for Nazism or something? David.
I think we forgot.
Going from mataku, I've sometimes heard that as an exclamation. What does it mean?
Mataku. Yeah. I mean, it means for certain, for sure, mataku. But it also means kind of, that's what I expected. Mataku. Oh, no, not exactly. Mataku.
Isn't that masaka?
Masaka means surely not, doesn't it? Mataku. If you see somebody doing something stupid and they are the sort of person who would do something stupid, then that's sometimes when you say mataku.
As expected.
Exactly, yeah. It's a bit like yappari, baka da ne.
Okay.
Mataku. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's get to the end of the teaching part. Then we do a bit more practice towards the end of the class. After a while, you have to realize that you have to create the right combination in your own language first, or at least create the right kind of image or context in your head. For example, it's sometimes difficult to know if you're saying anyone or everyone or anything or nothing. And to be honest, guys, this really takes us back to the first little cloud on the first page, which is you need to learn these by practice, because they're only very short words, aren't they? Nanimo, darimo, and you have to kind of just learn them by experience as to which one's correct. Sometimes you've got a choice, sometimes you haven't got a choice. Nanimo tabetai desu. I want to eat everything. Nandemo tabetai desu. I want to eat anything. Don't exactly mean the same thing.
Would that also be something then in that case?
Nanika tabetai desu
is
I want to eat something. Yeah. That's why I did that table on the previous page, because it goes from nothing to something to everything. Yeah. Or never to sometimes to all the time.
And then you have some and you have any, both in between. So
exactly. Yeah, just to complicate things. Yeah. Okay, so this is the extra bits that I wanted to add. If you say nani mo arimasu, this sits in a quantum uncertainty position of meaning both I have nothing and I have everything. And I've never actually heard this before, but the website I was doing some research from said that in order to force it to mean I have everything, then you should say nani mo kamo arimasu. Nani mo kamo arimasu.
So kamo is not no more.
Is this the kamo as in anything that may be?
Kamo shiremasen. I don't know. This is why I did this in pink. I wanted Yuki to explain this, but he's not here. We'll have to wait for another time.
Could you say that again, Andy, please?
Yeah. If you say nani mo arimasu, this can mean both I have nothing or I have everything. To force it to mean I have everything, then you need to say nani mo kamo arimasu. Doshite ka wakarimasen. Nani mo kamo. Anything and everything, just about everything. Right, okay. Yeah.
So kamo is I have everything.
To say this entire phrase, I have everything, you have to say nani mo kamo arimasu, not just nani mo by itself. You have to add kamo.
And then the ka of kamo apparently is the ka of kare.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, this. Yeah. どうしてかわかりません。今度、ゆきさんに相談しましょう。
お願い。
でも、彼が絶対わかってるかわかりません。I'm certain if you do some internet research, you'll probably find some that explains this. Maybe Miku Sensei's got a video on it. Right, let us do some practice, and I'll do my best to try to develop your instinct for just picking the right one. Okay, Jock, today was very tiring. I don't want to go anywhere.
Tiring. 疲れる。
疲れる。Yes.
今日は疲れてどこも行きたくない。
So here we need this is one of
どこにも。
どこにも。Yeah.
行きたくない。行きたくあり。行きたくないです。ないです。Oh dear. This politeness is really hard.
行きたくないです。今日は疲れてどこにも行きたくないです。Good. Actually, here, Jock, you can say 今日は疲れたから。
Okay.
This also works as well. This kind of
just
makes the sentence a bit smoother.
Yes.
今日は疲れたからどこにも行きたくないです。I think you can use just te by itself. But when I did this with Yuki 2 weeks ago, he pushed me to use this way. 疲れたから
Okay.
どこにも行きたくないです。Good.
Okay, thank you.
David, John never comes to the pub.
It's it's John-san はパブにいつも来ません。
Okay, so this is technically correct, but now what we'll do, if we've got an alternative, which is a bit more natural, we'll mark it with a hash. So what can you say instead of this one? So I'll help you. John-san wa pabu ni, and then there's going to be still kimasen, but how do we say absolutely not?
Zettai.
Yeah, zettai, or actually zen is probably better in this case.
Zen.
Yeah, this really means kind of never. Zettai means absolutely not coming, but that can mean he's absolutely not coming today. John-san wa pabu ni zettai kimasen could mean he's not coming in the immediate future, but zen kimasen means never.
Never steps foot in one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Konstalinka. Everyone knows Mayumi-san. If you knew Mayumi like I knew Mayumi.
Okay, everyone. Mina-san, Mayami-san, or
Mina-san, what's the past?
Mina-san wa mo.
Mina-san mo. Actually, guys, fine. Mina-san ga.
Mina-san ga Mayumi-san o to know, sir. To know?
This is Shiru.
Shiru. Shimasu.
Huh? It's a group one verb.
Shirimasu. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So do you remember there's that shirimasu doesn't actually exist as a verb though?
Yes. Shiteimasu.
Shiteimasu. Good. Yes. Shiteimasu. Good. If you said Mina-san, this means everybody except you.
Okay.
So instead of Mina-san, Minna. Yeah.
Minna.
Yeah. Minna ga Mayumi-san o shiteru. This is actually the better one to use, more natural one. If you wanted to use this using the things that we just did, using the interrogatives, what could you use there?
I didn't understand.
If you want to use the system we've just learned, this using more.
Daremo.
Ignore.
Is everybody giving my answers today?
I think they're just forgetting to mute themselves, that's all.
Thank you, Spiros.
Daremo. And then?
Daremo without ga. Daremo.
Yeah.
Mayumi-san, but with negative verb.
No, this is correct for positive.
Shiteimasu.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good.
So if you use Mina-san, the san ending, you always means somebody else than yourself.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. It can mean also...
You don't say Yari-san yourself, correct. You say just Yari.
Exactly, yeah. So it excludes you. And if you're talking about groups, and there being an inner group and an outer group, it can also exclude your group as well. Yeah.
Good.
Sorry, just a gear click. Thank you, Yari. So when you said Mina-san means everyone except you, do you mean you, the one to whom you speak, or you, the speaker?
Yourself.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You speak the others, Mina-san.
It doesn't exclude Yari only.
No. What I mean was, it's the way you said it. It would be like I would be speaking to you specifically, and I would say Mina-san would mean everyone except you.
Oh, no. It means everybody except you, Piotr.
The speaker.
We say Mina-san konbawa. It's like me addressing everyone.
Everybody else, exactly. Yeah. It doesn't include you. Doesn't include oneself, the speaker, in the phrase. Yeah. Okay.
Piotr has a revelation because
I thought you were going to pick up about the grouping and the inner circle and the outer circle. That's far more complicated. Excuse me. Wayne, when it becomes spring, everywhere looks beautiful.
Haru.
Are you speaking Chinese?
No, haru ni.
Yep.
Naru.
Yep.
Dokodemo?
So at the moment, this just means... Naruto. Yeah. Okay, good. Yes, okay. Naruto.
Dokodemo?
I think dokomo is actually the best one to use.
Dokomo? Okay.
Yeah. Dokodemo would mean anywhere looks beautiful, but this is really everywhere looks beautiful.
Everywhere, okay.
Yeah.
Dokomo, kirei? Ni?
Good. I'm interested to know where you're going to go with this.
I don't know myself.
Okay. So this is
Miemasu.
Oh, well done, miemasu. How did you know that was the right answer?
I don't know. I guess that.
You've heard it before, almost certainly. You've heard it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I definitely haven't taught this, and I was about to teach it now actually, because it's a really useful thing to use. So, guys, you're aware. Actually, give me a second. Give me a second.
I have a question, Wayne. Why you didn't use Ichu Haruni Naru? Like when becomes? Is it too much?
Sorry. So, guys, you're aware that miru means to look or to see or to watch. It means that these are all the same thing in Japanese. Look over there. Asoko ni mite kudasai. Terebi o mite kudasai. Sore o mimashita ka? So these are in English, these are three different sentences, three different words. Look over there. Please watch television. Did you see that? But in Japanese, it's just miru. Miemasu, mieru. This usually means to be able to see. But this is talking about yourself, your own eyes. And mirareru means to be able to be seen, i.e. it means visible. But what Wayne just used is if you want to say that something looks beautiful, you can say, for example, say it looks beautiful. You could use utsukushi so desu. We've done this before, haven't we? Utsukushi so desu. But that means not quite the same thing. It means it seems beautiful. Not be beautiful. It seems beautiful to the eyes. Or atsuso desu means it looks hot, or it seems to be hot to the eyes. If you want to say that something looks beautiful, that means really it is beautiful, and you're getting this impression. Then you can use the adjective in an adverb rather. You can use an adverb and then plus mieru to mean it looks. Adjective. So what Wayne's done here is taken kirei to mean pretty, made it into an adverb with ni, and then put miemasu to mean it looks beautiful. Jock.
Just a question, Andy. With the atsuso and utsukushi, do you normally expect but to come after that?
Not necessarily, no.
No.
You can say utsukushi so desu ne.
But it isn't really, or no,
not at all. It doesn't infer
something else is following.
Yeah, no, okay. No, it's fine. That's fine. Atsuso desu ga igai to tsumitai desu. I mean, you can make this sentence, but it doesn't infer it. Yeah.
But seems is slightly iffy, isn't it?
Well, it depends really if you're using it if you want to make a contrast between what you're seeing and what is reality, then so desu, or even miemasu is also possible to use. It's just that things like a flower aren't just seeming beautiful. Don't they look beautiful? Yes. Aren't they actually beautiful to the eyes? And this is the difference between utsukushi so, it seems beautiful. I suppose you're right, in a way, it kind of infers that maybe it's not. And it actually looks beautiful. which is using miemasu.
彼女は
美しそうです。
I mean,
That would be
I
really
roller and
け
stuff.
ど化粧が
exactly. She seems beautiful, but she's a cow. Piotr?
They have one word for looking the spring and also the spring beautiness. They use only harumi, like our dog's name was.
Harumi.
Harumi. Yeah.
Harumi.
The mi meaning is well,
To look.
two different meanings. It could be spring beauty or spring watching.
Looking. Yeah.
Like hanami.
Hanami, yeah.
Hanami desu.
Yeah.
Harumi desu. They are going to go to watch the cherry
blossom spring.
flowers. Yeah.
I have
I
a
know
quick question.
Sure.
About the verbs. I thought I wrote it down as mieru is to be seen and mirareru to observe.
No.
Okay.
No. It's what is here. Miru. So to watch somebody, to observe something is always going to be miru. To be able to see something is mieru, and then for something to be able to be seen, this is mirareru. If you're being observed, though, Konstantina, then this is mirareru. If you're being observed, if you're being watched, this is, for example, sensei ni watashi ga mirarete imasu. I am being watched by my sensei. Mirarete imasu.
Itsumo.
Itsumo so desu yo ne. Okay, good. What am I? That was really good. Haru ni naru to doko mo kirei ni miemasu. Excellent. Spiros. Mark is always free, or he's never occupied.
Markus-san wa itsumo free.
So you've got a choice here. The easy one I would go for is hima.
Hima desu.
Hima desu, yeah. If you were to replace this with isogashiku nai desu, this is also fine.
Hi.
You can say itsumo isogashiku nai desu. I'm never busy.
Hi.
Yeah.
So I go with the easy one.
Yeah, hima is yeah, this is
itsumo
actually
hima desu.
Yeah, this is actually the more natural one, to be honest. This one is a little bit more clunky. Isogashiku nai desu. Yeah. Wait. Who has not yet had a go on these exercises? Can you put your hands up a second? I've lost track. Konstantina. David, have you been yet? Put the cat down and pay attention. And Jock, you haven't been yet, have you?
I think I was, but I don't mind.
Did I start?
Sorry, I was on John.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry, then in that case, Konstantina's next then, right? Okay. Sorry, I was working from top to bottom. Konstantina, I didn't go anywhere last week. Double Effie, single Effie, mono Effie, double Effie.
My Chromebook gets scratched, sorry.
Okay. Duo Effie.
Duo Effie. Konshu? Last week. No, this last year. No. Jesus,
this week.
Last week. Senshu. Minasan have to go.
See you later, Spiros. Take care.
Senshu.
It didn't go anywhere. Because I wrote it down. Anywhere.
The world's biggest cat. Neko ga imasu kara nani mo miemasen.
Doko demo ikimasen. Ikimasen deshita.
Ikimasen deshita. Senshu doko. Did you say doko ni mo or doko demo?
Doko demo. Anywhere.
Should really use doko ni mo in this case because we're moving somewhere. Doko ni mo.
Okay. Doko ni mo.
Yeah.
I cannot argue with you.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just one of those things. Doko demo ikimasen deshita. Doko demo ikimasen deshita. Doko ni mo ikimasen deshita. Doko de mo ikimasen deshita. If you were to say I didn't do any nani mo, with this one, let's go for doko ni mo ikimasen deshita. Means I didn't go nowhere, which is one of those double negatives. Piotr?
So apart from the specific sentence that doko ni mo apparently works here, technically you could say I went nowhere or I didn't go anywhere, and both would be, so in a different situation, doko mo or doko demo could both be used with a negative.
Doko mo ikimasen deshita. If you said doko mo ikimasen deshita, you'd be understood, but I think this is grammatically not quite right though. Yeah, I think you have to use doko ni mo ikimasen deshita. So there are these small Sophie can't.
Hi, Effie.
Are you playing Dungeons and Dragons, Sophie? God. I think there are these exceptional rules where if you're saying to go somewhere, kimasen, ikimasen, kairimasen, you've got to use ni. So you have to use doko ni mo. Yeah.
And there is no such thing as doko ni demo, or
no, there is doko demo though.
Just
doko demo okay desu. Anywhere is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Where should we eat tonight? Doko demo okay desu. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Sorry, can you put your hands up, Effie? Are you asking a question or are you waiting?
No, I just wanted to say I haven't been.
Oh, right, good. Okay, right. How about this? I won't say this to anyone. Sounds like a Rieko and Kenji moment again.
The worst is that I cannot even see the notes now because my computer is not available. Sorry if I'm too close. It's the
well, we can see two of you. There's one of you which is
yeah. Well, my cat is sitting on the laptop, so I cannot.
Okay, right.
To anyone. So anyone is dare demo.
So this is also an exceptional one where
absent.
When you're saying something, it's towards somebody. It's like a direction, a movement verb.
Me. Okay, she's gone.
I'm thinking about banning children and animals from the Japanese class.
Sorry. Let's see this. But it's not dare nimo.
Yeah, it is dare nimo.
Sorry, that's what you were waiting for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So dare nimo. Say, is it like not hanasu?
Not hanasu, but say is.
Oops, there she is. You, is
yes.
it?
You.
So dare ni mo, but kore wa dare ni mo imasen.
Imasen.
This kore wa or something? Kore o. Sorry.
Kore o.
Kore o dare ni mo imasen.
Good. Yes. Exactly. Have you been yet, Piotr? No. You can sit anywhere.
Doko demo suaremasu.
There we go. So there's the answer to the previous question.
Yeah.
Suaremasu. Doko demo suaremasu.
So could you also, but you could also say doko nimo then, because if you would sit down everywhere. So, I mean, would you, if you would say doko nimo, do you mean you're sitting down everywhere?
Everywhere. That's the problem, isn't it? It suggests that you're so fat that if you sit down, you can sit everywhere.
Your mama's so fat she used doko nimo?
Exactly. Yeah. If you use nimo, this isn't a movement verb, so you can't really use nimo. If you use dokomo suaremasu, means you can sit everywhere, which means you should get up and sit down on every single seat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but doko demo suaremasu means you can sit anywhere.
Is it stupid to say suwatte imasu kudasai?
Yes, it is stupid.
Okay.
Why would you say this?
Suwatte kudasai.
Suwatte kudasai, you can say, yeah. Doko demo.
Suwatte kudasai.
Doko demo, suwatte. Yeah, that's fine. Suwatte kudasai. Yeah. Okay. Who else has not been yet? Sophie, have you been yet?
I have to say my name, but this is difficult.
Where's that, Jenny?
Yeah, I haven't said.
You haven't said. Oh, sorry, you haven't said yet. Okay. How about this one then? You can come to my house at any time.
Anytime it's more. It should demo, but where it should be. Anata no.
Anata? Anata? No. You don't know this person that well.
Okay. So, ieni.
Dare no ieni? Whose house?
Watashi no house.
Okay. Watashi no
ieni. It's demo.
Good. Yes. Itsu demo.
It's demo. Kimasu.
Yeah. This is going to be a callback to previous things we've done. How would you say? How do you give permission for somebody to do something? How would you say it's okay if you come to my house?
Kitte kudasai.
Not kitte kudasai, but kitte. Do you remember how to ask permission and give permission?
No, I don't remember.
Kitte mo ii desu ka?
Kitte mo ii desu ka? Yeah.
Yes. Kitte mo ii desu ka? Watashi no ie ni kitte mo, but it's not a question now. It's a statement. Kitte mo ii desu. Yes.
Watashi no ie ni itsu demo kitte mo ii desu.
Perfect. Exactly. Good. Sophie, when the weather becomes better, I would like to go anywhere. This will be the last one, I think.
Weather. Tenki ga better. So it becomes better. Yoku nattara.
Good. Yoku nattara.
Doko demo I want. Ikitai.
Doko
demo.
So here, doko ni mo. Doko demo ikitai desu. Doko ni mo ikitai desu.
Doko mo.
Doko ni mo ikitai desu. Doko demo ikitai.
I want to go, so we need a ni or a I.
Yeah, I was trying to think about this, whether, because it now sounds funny. It sounds like you want to go everywhere.
Yes, true.
Why don't you just use doko ka?
I want to go somewhere. Doko ni mo ikitai. Doko ni mo. I expect you, after all this lockdown, so if you would like to go everywhere.
Yes, true.
Or is it doko demo ikitai desu? I'm not sure what the answer to this one is actually. Doko demo ikitai desu. Doko ni mo ikitai desu. Doko demo ikitai desu. I think doko demo ikitai desu is the right answer. Weirdly, I know that goes against the movement verb, but
still true, doko. Yes.
Yeah. Doko demo ikitai desu. Okay. Any questions, guys? The answer might well be you have to practice more before you ask the question. We've got a few minutes. Let's quickly go through these. If you can unmute yourselves, please. Kyou wa tsukarete kara doku ni mo ikitaku nai desu.
Kyou wa tsukarete kara doku ni mo ikitaku nai desu.
John-san wa pub ni itsumo, John-san wa pub ni zenzen kimasen.
John-san wa pub ni zenzen kimasen.
Who's that? That might be you, Effie.
Effie? What did it do?
You've entered the matrix.
Again? Oh, come on.
Cat is glitching.
Yeah. Mina ga Mayumi-san o shite imasu.
Mina ga
shite imasu. I think you have to be careful how you say this, actually. Make sure you say shite imasu, not shite imasu, because that means everybody's doing Mayumi. Lucky Mayumi. 春になるとどこも綺麗に見えます。
春に
春になるとどこも綺麗に見えます。
マークさんはいつも暇です。
マークさん
はいつも暇です。
先週どこにも行きませんでした。
先週どこにも行けませんでした。
これを誰にも言いません。
これを誰にも言いません。
どこでも座れます。
どこでも座れます。
私の家にいつでも来てもいいです。
私の家にいつでも来てもいいです。
天気が良くなったらどこでも行きたいです。
天気が良くなったらどこでも行きたいです。
Cool. Right, I'm going to.
Before you delete it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, just in time. In the one that Wayne did, haru ni naru to. What's the to?
This means without. It's a conditional, but it means without any uncertainty. So it means it's absolutely certain that everywhere will look beautiful after spring.
Okay, but, so it's not about the becoming spring, it's about it will look absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Certainly, okay.
It's like a timing conditional. If you turn left at the next corner, you will see a station on your right. This is where you can use to. But I haven't pushed this because I don't want you thinking that you can just use to for any conditional, because you can't. It's got to be about certainty. It's not like hypothesis.
So,
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stick these onto the events that on this event on the Facebook page. If you'd like to do it for homework, I will put the answers up. You don't need to send it to me. I'll put the answers up underneath it, and then you can check yourselves. There might be some alternatives. If you look them up, then you might find yourself whether or not it's correct. Cool. Any questions, guys?
Alligator.
Wayne, go ahead.
Yeah, regarding kire, I saw on some YouTube video from a Japanese teacher. It says if kire written as kanji, hiragana, and katakana, all three have different meanings.
For which word is that, Wayne?
Kire.
Kire, right.
Yeah. It says kire in kanji means beautiful. In katakana means tidiness, cleanness. But in hiragana means it depends on the context of the text. I wonder if this only goes for kire or for other things as well.
Like shizuka.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there's one or two words which tokoro. This means two different things, whether it's in kanji or in hiragana.
Okay.
So when it's in kanji, this only means place. In hiragana, this means both place, situation, tokoro, and somehow tokoro there means by the way.
Was it also the viewpoint?
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah, viewpoints, yeah. I don't know many which changed the meaning with into katakana though, Wayne. That's interesting. Kirei. Interesting.
My God, who would write it in kanji? Look at it.
I know. It's not for a word that means beautiful. It's not very beautiful, is it? This one looks like a face.
Well, it's easy for me.
Really? Goodness me.
This kanji here looks like a face of somebody that's been hit by a bus.
Yes, a monster.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, Wayne. Thanks for that. If something comes up, then I shall. Maybe somebody can make a little Facebook article about it.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And I just looked up for visiting someone, ukugao. Ukugaimasu.
Ukugao?
Is to visit someone. Ukagao. And it also means to ask a question.
Ah, right. Shitsumon ukagatte desu ka?
But it also means to make a visit.
Ah, mukao. Yeah. So it's yeah. It's also written to mean mukao to go out to meet.
No, ukagao.
Yeah,
ukagao.
But this is the same kanji as mukao. Oh no, it's not. Sorry.
No.
No, it's not. Sorry. That's mukao. Mukao.
Moo, says the cow. Yes.
It's a mukao.
Ukagatte moi.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? Can I meet you? Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll post this up now.
Thanks, Andy.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. 気をつけて。早速ワクチンを取ってください。